Thanks, Minister and senior officials. Page 154, Budget Paper 4, Minister. Can I take you to that?
Sure.
You'll see there for the line item Suburban Rail Loop East Main, in the footnote there it says the Suburban Rail Loop East is expected to cost between $30 billion and $34.5 billion. Now you'll be aware, aren't you, Minister, of various agencies and bodies that have questioned the estimates and cost figures put up for this project by the government, including the Liberal Party, Grattan, including the Reserve Bank, including two of Victoria's ratings agencies, Standard & Poor's and Moody's. John Manning of Moody's in November of 2024 was reported in media saying that in his view the costs of the projects, as in SRL East, have probably tripled. Minister, can I ask why the government is prepared in Budget Paper 4 to state an expected cost of the project but is not prepared to state a total estimated investment?
Well, it's because we haven't awarded all of the contracts yet. But the Suburban Rail Loop remains on time and on budget. And it's demonstrated by the fact that we have already awarded four major contracts.
Going back to the question, you have done that with other projects. Sunshine Station Super Hub, not all contracts are let for that project yet, but you've put in a TEI. I put it to you and the government that the reason you haven't put in a TBC, or you've used a TBC and haven't put in a total estimated investment, is one of two things. You don't know what the project is going to cost overall for SRL East, or you're not prepared to tell us what the real costs are. What is it?
Well, that is not true. That is a fairy tale cooked up by the Liberal Party. What I would say, Mr Basuto, is we have been consistent that the Suburban Rail Loop is on time and on budget.
So can I take up, sorry to interrupt, Minister, can I take up your point about consistency?
Excuse me.
Then Minister for Suburban Rail Loop.
Deputy Chair, just allow the Minister to answer. I know you've got a lot of questions and this is all very exciting for you. Just afford the Minister the courtesy of just being able to answer basic questions. Minister, did you have anything else you wish to add?
Well, I'd say the footnote in the budget papers indicate that the Suburban Rail Loop East section will cost somewhere between $30 billion and $34.5 billion. And even when the opposition, quite possibly when you were leader, Mr Basuto, requested costings from the Parliamentary Budget Office, the cost to build SRL East was actually found to be within that range.
Well, let me put this to you. You talked about a consistent position of the government. On the 8th of February 2024 in question time, and you and I were both in question time on that occasion, I asked then Suburban Rail Loop Minister Danny Pearson a question. He said in his answer to a supplementary question, and I quote, "We are getting on with the job of delivering this project," as in SRL East. He went on to say, "All contracts will be let by 2026. Is that still government policy?
Well, we have already let 4 contracts, an early works contract. We've awarded 2 tunnelling contracts. We've awarded the line-wide contract.
And they're reported in the budget papers, Minister, but will every contract for SRL East, in light of then Minister Danny Pearson's comments, will all contracts for SRL East be let by this year?
Well, I have taken you through remaining stations contracts in my opening presentation. We will have tunnel boring machines in the ground this year, and we have the support. We have the support of the federal government, as I indicated, to build this project. It is a project that is needed for the future of this.
And you'll have a chance with my colleagues to my right to expand on that. But can I ask you, do you have any concerns and have you sought any advice by your department and relevant agents to interrogate the current costings on becoming a minister? Knowing that there is such a debate and so many agencies questioning the costings, have you even sought to interrogate those costings?
Mr Basuto, as Minister, I'm satisfied that the Suburban Rail Loop remains on time and on budget.
Minister, can I take you to page 16, box 11 of Budget Paper 4, please? In particular, page 16, midway down. There you'll see, midway down, the paragraph that begins with the words, the value capture arrangements, and it refers to, I'll read out just the first sentence, the value capture arrangements to apply to SRL East precincts were announced in December 2025 and comprise existing land and windfall gains tax, infrastructure contributions, a car parking levy on car park owners from 2035 and state-initiated developments. Can I just take you through step by step, Minister? Each of those measures. So first of all, can I ask you, and just for the sake of our viewers, when I use the term hypothecation, can we agree that hypothecation is just the exercise of a government using general revenue and quarantining that for a specific purpose? Can we at least agree that that's hypothecation?
Well, what we can agree, Mr Pasuto, is we have been very upfront with the Victorian community
well, let's see how
that
upfront.
a third of
Let's
the
see
Suburban Rail Loop East will be funded by value capture.
Well,
And
Minister,
that
let me
does-
stop there. Let's
that
just
does-
work
I'm
through
going
that.
to your point.
So can
That
we talk
does
about
include-
existing land tax? I just want to work through this, right, in fairness to you. So land tax, the hypothecation of land tax in the Suburban Rail Loop precincts, when will that hypothecation commence?
We are using a series of value capture initiatives
I understand
over
that.
a period of 40 years.
From what
fund
date?
a
Or
third-
from what year?
To fund a third of the Suburban Rail Loop East. And we're not...
Is that from 2035, Minister?
And we are not reinventing
Do you know what
the
year
wheel.
these measures commence?
Mr
Deputy
Pasuto,
Chair,
we are not
has any-
reinventing the wheel by doing this. If you look at examples in London with the
No,
Elizabeth line...
Minister, I just want to
a
know,
third of the
when do the
Elizabeth line
value
was funded
capture
by value capture.
measures commence? What year?
As I've said to you, we...
You don't know?
we
If you
have
don't
a-
know, it's okay to tell us.
Excuse
As
me,
I've said to
excuse
you,
me, Minister, Minister.
I appreciate you don't get as many opportunities to speak
Excuse
these
me,
days,
Minister.
Mr Pasuto, but if
Minister.
I could just answer the question.
Minister, I'm going to come back to you in a moment. Deputy Chair, just afford the Minister the opportunity to answer your question. You're asking question upon question upon question.
Which is the purpose of PAEC.
Not if you don't allow
I
the
think we
answers.
can talk about
Not if you
that.
don't allow the answers.
We can either talk about
Otherwise
the
it's
purpose
a
of
John
PAEC
Pursuit
now
show.
in the 7 seconds you've got left, or you can ask a question.
Yeah, well, what I would say to you, Mr Pasuto, is that...
Apologies, Minister.